Hey, it's Paul Ramsey here today with Rob, who's a student of mine, and we're going to demo an induction for you. Simple, easy induction. No official name for this. I think we're just going to roll with that for now. Maybe we'll have a naming contest or whatever. But generally speaking, Rob, what I would do is I would say, Rob, is it okay if I do this hypnosis exercise with you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you would please stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Yeah, just a little bend in your knees so your knees aren't locked out and they stay comfortable. Now, excellent. Take your two hands and bring them up like so. Excellent. Just maybe a little bit more out in front of you like that. Good, all right? Now, I'm going to move around out of Rob's field of vision, but I am going to give him something to visually fixate on, and that's my finger. So I'm going to take my index finger, I'm going to place it between your hands, Rob, and I want you to just focus on that fingertip. It's going to visually orient you to the space between your hands, and eventually I'm going to take it and move it away. When I do, stay fixated on the space between your hands. Just like that. Excellent. Now, as you stare at the space between your hands, you might find that it's easy to fixate on the space itself, or it might be more helpful to imagine little sparks or waves of energy moving back and forth between your hands, whatever's good for you, but just really stay focused on that space that you've fixated on. Now, next step is to imagine that you have magnetic hands. Now, you might do this by imagining that you have magnetic gloves on over your hands, or maybe just to imagine that you have magnets in the tip of every fingers. Every one of your fingers has a magnet in it, and the tips of your thumbs. That might be a better way to do it, whatever's good for you. But as you think about this idea of having magnetic hands, just imagine that you really feel that feeling that you know should be there. There's this magnetic field from the one hand stretching over to the other hand. And as that field gets more focused, more powerful, more concentrated, when you actually feel that the hands want to go toward each other, you can let them. But only at the pace which you feel is really comfortable and appropriate for you, as you feel them getting more and more magnetized. Excellent, Rob. Now, as you do this, the closer they get, the shorter and more compact the field becomes. So it gets easier and easier for them to drift toward each other. When they finally come together and touch, then your eyes will get very heavy and want to close, and you can let them. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, closing down, coming together, and sleep. And just let yourself relax. And go right into the deepest level of relaxation that you can find for yourself. Fill your mind with a beautiful, peaceful, pleasing color, relaxing, soothing, positive color. And as you do this and allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into relaxation, you'll let your hand just get heavier and looser, heavier and looser. That's right. Now I'm going to take my hand off your shoulder, Rob. You'll still be balanced and aware of yourself completely and at all times. Allow yourself to just be focused and peaceful and always aware of yourself at the same time. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers outside your right ear. When I do, you'll let your eyes open, but you can keep any relaxation that you feel. 1, 2, 3, awake. There we go, okay? Simple. So, to rerun through it, we start with getting people physically set. Feet shoulder width apart, little bend in the knees, orient the hands up, comfortably just above the waist, so they're not having to hold them up high and get the arms tired. Just a comfortable position. Maybe a foot, a little bit, about a foot apart, right? Then we give them a way to, we've talked about this already, visual fixation is often a common thing for inductions, right? So we visually fixate by giving them a fingertip, and we point the fingertip in the middle of the hands, the space between the hands. We have them visually orient to that. They get visually fixated, then we run the patter. The patter being all of this stuff about magnetic hands, magnetic fingers, and we just patter it and patter it and patter it. Now, as you're going through that process, as you see them starting to get an affirmative response and the hands start to go toward each other, you affirm that verbally. That's right, excellent. And the next step is to bring into this notion of as the hands are getting closer, they're even getting more magnetized. You know, the playful idea, the sort of imagination idea is that the field is getting stronger as it gets more compact. But you want to have an increasing sense of magnetism and help them finish the process. And as they're really getting closer, then when you know they're going to get to that close to that contact point, you build the suggestion of, and when they finally come together and touch, your eyes will get heavy, relaxed, and want to close, and you can let them. And you can even work in patterning sets like, and I don't know, this is more permissive, and I don't know what point will contact first. It might be your fingertips, it might be the thumbs, it might be the palms of your hand somehow. Whatever point of contact you get is that one that lets you go deep into a state of relaxation and feel fantastic in every way. And then they finish. Now you can let them, again, variations. When they come together and touch, you can let them just do it, and you can say, and eyes closing and patter them deeper. You'll notice that I gave Rob's wrist a little tug and said sleep, sort of taking control a little bit more and directing it a little bit more. There's no right or wrong. I mean, you can do what feels right for you, but that's really it. So we're setting them physically, we're getting the fixation, we're patterning with guided imagery, really, of, but in this case, the guided imagery is really kinesthetic, right? It's about feeling magnetism. It's not so much imagining magnets visually as kinesthetically feeling them go through the hands and having that field. Work it down, get the point where you take them into sleep, either say it, a little hand tug, or just let it go. Now some people, if you don't tug or anything, they'll get to here and they'll go cataleptic. And they'll just hear in your hands, let your eyes close, and they'll stay like this. They'll go cataleptic right then and there, and they'll stay that way, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And then you'll need some way to emerge them. You can either, like I did, a finger snap, or you can count them up or whatever. Whatever's good for you. Simple, right. Easy. Okay?
All right.
Awesome. So that's an induction method, which I have not thought of a name for, so we'll just have to put it on the page. But thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.